and welcome to this week's Whatcar.com podcast. I'm here at London's Somerset House for the unveiling of a brand new hydrogen car called the Riversimple. We won't be driving it today, but later on we will be getting behind the wheel of another hydrogen-powered car made by GM. Hydrogen fuel cell cars have been around for a while. The problem is they've always been hugely expensive to run, so rarely make it past the concept stage. If everything goes to plan, this new one should change all that. It's called the Riversimple Urban, and it's designed and made right here in Britain. It'll cost just £200 a month to lease, plus a fixed 15 pence per mile to cover all the other variable costs, which include the hydrogen fuel. Very reasonable. And although the power comes from a fairly tiny 6 kilowatt fuel cell, the whole car weighs less than 350 kilos. So it will still accelerate to 30 in 5.5 seconds and hit 50 miles an hour. Perfect for getting you about town. The brains behind the project is former motorsport engineer HUGO SPOWERS.
To start with, we want to have a pilot of 50 vehicles running in one city in 2012. And we want to have a production plant up and running in 2013 that will be capable of manufacturing 5,000 vehicles per annum.
The big benefit of hydrogen power is zero tailpipe emissions, and even using brown hydrogen gathered from natural gas, the Riversimple has a well-to-wheel CO2 output of just 30 grams per kilometre, half that of the greenest electric cars you can buy. In the long term, the hope is that all hydrogen will come from green energy sources. If this happens, fuel cell cars could really be the answer to pollution-free motoring.
There are certain things in life that are so famous that they become known by just a single word. I'm thinking of biro for ballpoint pen or Hoover for your vacuum cleaner. And then you can add Prius, which has become synonymous with hybrid electric cars. Toyota has sold 1.2 million of them in 12 years, including 30,000 in the UK. And to be honest, they've been a bit so-so. But here's the third generation one. And you get the idea, it's arriving at just the right time. With pressure on family budgets, and green people wanting to beat us up all over the place, a new Prius could be just the thing to cash in. Like the previous Prius, it's a full hybrid. That means it can do short distances on electric power alone around town. It has a petrol engine for cruising, and then the two work together when you need more performance. But together, they now have 136 horsepower. The petrol engine has gone up from a 1.5 to a 1.8, and there's a stronger electric motor. Even so, fuel economy is now more than 74 miles per gallon, and emissions are only 89 grams per kilometre. That's the lowest of any 5-seater you can buy, and that brings huge benefits for cost of ownership. Toyota has also lightened and shrunk many of the components and improved the aerodynamics to help you get a bit more fuel economy. The Prius remains a proper family car. You can get 5 people in it, there's a good boot, and you can fold the seats down and have all the versatility that you've become used to in any other family hatchback. But now it rides a bit better, it's more enjoyable to drive. It just feels like a more complete car. It goes on sale in August, with prices starting at just under £18,400.
Now this looks like the kind of thing you see on the road every day, but it actually runs on the same stuff as the Riversimple. It's called the Hydrogen 4, and there are already 100 or so running in trials across parts of Europe and America. In fact, chat show host Jay Leno has one. It's remarkably unremarkable to drive, and that's a good thing, because it means little or no compromise for buyers switching from petrol or diesel cars. Performance is pretty average too. Top speed is 100 miles an hour and 0 to 62 takes 12 seconds. With a fuel cell 12 times as powerful as the one we saw earlier in the Riversimple, cost is an obvious disadvantage. So, as impressive as the Hydrogen 4 undoubtedly is, it certainly isn't as commercially viable right now. Right, that's enough on hydrogen power. Let's find out how Alex JENNER-FUST is getting on with her down-to-earth diesel estate.
Hello, I'm Alex JENNER-FUST, the editor of evecars.com, and I'm just coming to the end of a very happy year driving the Kia Cee'd SW. One of the best things about the Kia is the way the boot hinge is set so far back into the roof. This means that even in the smallest of spaces you can still get into the boot. It's also enormous. It's hard to believe, but this space is actually bigger, especially with the seats folded, than an Audi A4 or a Volkswagen Passat. The Kia steering's very light, which makes it easy to drive. The ride can feel a little firm though, so on bumpy roads, your bottom really feels it. The seats feel fairly cheaply made, which makes long journeys not always the most comfortable. You do feel like you want to get out and have a stretch halfway. During the economic downturn, I like to think that it's become cool to be thrifty. Once I would be drinking champagne, now I make do with Prosecco. And the Kia Cee'd fits that mentality perfectly. It's a great value car that doesn't mean you have to give up on the good things in life.